Ishwarama's resplendent sun. It's the start of a bright new day. Time to rise, time to shine, Lord divine. Time to lead us along life's way. Awake, Lord of Buddha party. Awake, O Lord, over all mankind. Awake, O Lord of compassion, that the world good fortune may find.
On November 23, 1990, in the village of Puttaparthi in southern India, hundreds of thousands of devotees gathered to celebrate the 65th birthday of Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba. This birthday celebration also coincided with the Golden Jubilee of the advent of the Avatar. In the week preceding this birthday celebration, the Fifth World Conference of Sri Sатья Саи Seva organizations also convened. Tens of thousands of devotees assembled in mid-November to discuss issues related to the worldwide service activities that Sai Baba emphasizes so often. Also during this week, many special events took place that exemplified the three wings of the Sai organization: spiritual, service, and educational. Devotees from India and from all around the world in over 90 countries traveled to Puttaparthi on planes, buses, and taxis to experience the darshan of Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba and to participate in this auspicious week-long conference and birthday celebration. Each day, the crowds grew by tremendous amounts. Estimates were that on Sai Baba's birthday, that as many as 750,000 people were in attendance. It was amazing that Prashanti Nilayam and the small village of Puttaparthi could accommodate so many people. Delegates to the World Conference were registered at various sites throughout the ashram. These sites were staffed by volunteers from each of the world regions of the Sai organization. Devotees enthusiastically engaged in various service activities. In this way, they fulfilled Sai Baba's teachings that service to others is service to God. Throughout the ashram, All rooms and sheds were filled to capacity. Many people even slept outside on the ashram grounds. In addition to the crowded ashram buildings, hundreds of large tents were set up around Puttaparthi to house vast numbers of people. Medical camps were well staffed by volunteers to provide free medical services to those in need. Food for many devotees was served from under large tents. Volunteers helped to prepare and serve the meals and to clean afterwards. A canteen with tables and chairs was opened for overseas devotees. All food, accommodations, and medical services were provided at no charge during the entire conference and birthday celebration. In spite of the tremendous crowds, the morning spiritual programs of Omkar, Nagar Sankirtan, Darshan, and Bhajans continued throughout the festivities. Omkar begins in the early morning hours. There, the sacred mantra Om is chanted 21 times. Thousands of devotees participated, with some arriving as early as 2 a.m. After Omkar, pundits began chanting the Vedas, which are sacred spiritual texts of India. Nagar Sankirtan is the singing of bhajans or devotional songs as devotees walk through the ashram grounds. First, the ladies begin with a bhajan to Ganesha, the remover of obstacles. As they move through the ashram grounds, the men begin the same spiritual program.
foto.
Darshan is being in the presence of a holy person. In India, it is believed that highly positive spiritual influences are derived from this experience. Darshan crowds swelled beyond the capacity of the mandir grounds. Occasionally, Sai Baba would walk out into the ashram to allow more devotees to have his darshan. Bhajans are devotional songs which focus on various forms and appearances of God. They are sung each morning for half an hour. Because of the large crowds, loudspeakers were turned on so that all could enjoy the uplifting spiritual vibrations. On November 23rd, hundreds of thousands of devotees assembled in the Hillview Stadium for Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba's 65th birthday celebration. Among the devotees present were the President of India and the Governor of the state of Andhra Pradesh. As fireworks were shot into the air, the birthday procession moved through the crowds in the stadium. Sai Baba's elephant, Sai Gita, led the procession and was followed by singers, musicians, and folk dancers from various parts of India. Everyone participated in singing bhajans as Sai Baba arrived. Each day of the conference, Bhagavan Baba gave a discourse on various aspects of spiritual development. Sai Baba began each talk with an introductory chant. For his birthday discourse, Bhagavan Baba spoke of the spiritual wealth and strength of India.
Bharata Desambu Aranji Pandu Polsa Bharata Desambu Aranji Pandu Polsa Kanaga Jatulu Matamulu Tonalu Kaga Bharata Desambu Aranji Pandu Polsa Kanaga Matamulu Jatulu Tonalu Kaga Vivida Tagarulu Ruttula Venniyunna Bharata Desana Puttute Bhagyamaura Bharata Desana Puttute Bhagyamaura Aika Matyamu Gnanambu Andajesi Gnana Jyotini Veliginchu Desamidiye ఐకమత్యము జ్ఞానంబు అందజేసి దివ్య జ్యోతిని వెలిగించు దేశమిదియే. దివ్య జ్యోతిని వెలిగించు దేశమిదియే. దివ్య జ్యోతిని వెలిగించు దేశమిదియే.
Bharat may be compared to an orange fruit in which each particular part, that polar, may be a caste or a religion inside the orange fruit. This is the country which has set model and example for unity, wisdom and illumination. This country of Bharat is making the divine Jyoti, effulgence and light, shine forth.
బ్రాహ్మణ క్షత్రియ వైశ్య శూద్రాదులు ఏక గర్భజాతులటంచు కాంచరయ్యా. బ్రాహ్మణ క్షత్రియ వైశ్య శూద్రాదులు ఏక గర్భజాతులటంచు కాంచరయ్యా. అన్నలు ద్విజులు శూద్రాదులు తమ్ములు బలు ప్రేమ చూపుటే భావ్యమయ్యా. గుణముచే క్రియలచే తనరు వర్ణములెల్ల గుణమున్న గ్రహింపకూడునయ్యా. గుణముచే క్రియలచే తనరు వర్ణములెల్ల గుణమున్న గ్రహింపకూడునయ్యా. ద్విజుడు దుర్గుణుడైన కనగ శూద్రుడు కాడే. సుగుణి శూద్రుండు భూసురుడు కాడే. ద్విజుడు దుర్గుణుడైన కనగ శూద్రుడు కాడే. సుగుణి శూద్రుండు భూసురుడు కాడే. పితరులకు తనయులకు భేదంబు కలదే. తనయులకు పితరులకు భేదంబు కలదే. ఐకమత్యము అన్నిట అభివృద్ధి పరచి కలత విలనాడి ఐక్యంబు కాంచరయ్యా. అప్పుడే ఈ దేశం అభివృద్ధి నందునయ్యా. కలత విడనాడి ఐక్యంబు కాంచరయ్యా. అప్పుడే ఈ దేశం అభివృద్ధి నందునయ్యా. అయ్యా అప్పుడే ఈ దేశం అభివృద్ధి నందునయ్యా.
Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaisyas and Sudras are all the children born of the same womb. Please perceive this truth. Brahmins are like elder brothers. Sudras are like younger brothers. How can there be any difference between children born of the same mother? Caste is based on the basis of the virtues and the behavior. If only people have virtues, they belong to the higher caste. Even if it is a Dvija, a Brahmin, if he is suffering from weaknesses and bad qualities, he is a Shudra only. Even if it is a Shudra, if he has virtues, he is as good as a Brahmin. How can there be any difference between brothers born of the same mother? You have to see this unity which is inherent in all the aspects of Bharat. Give up all these differences and quarrelsomeness. See unity. Then only the country can achieve prosperity, progress and welfare.
దివ్యాత్మ స్వరూపులారా, నేను మిమ్మల్ని ఏమీ ఆశించటం లేదు, అడగటం లేదు.
Embodiments of divine love. I never expect anything from you. I never ask anything of you.
కేవలం ప్రేమతత్వాన్ని పెంచుకోండి.
Develop love in you.
యావత్ మానవ జీవితాన్ని కూడా నువ్వు ఒక సోదరి భావంలో భావించండి.
Consider the entire humanity as
అందరూ భగవంతుని బిడ్డలుగా విశ్వసించండి.
Believe firmly that everyone is a child of God.
ఎవరి యందును ద్వేషం కానీ అసూయత కానీ మీరు అభివృద్ధి గావించుకోకండి.
Do not develop hatred or jealousy against anyone.
ఎవరి మనసును నొప్పించకండి.
Do not hurt anyone.
ఆ విధమైనటువంటి యొక్క విశాల భావమే మన యొక్క జీవితానికి విశాలమైన ఆనందాన్ని అందిస్తుంది.
Such kind of broad feeling in our heart will give us a lot of joy.
ఈ స్వామి యొక్క జన్మదినం చేసుకుంటున్నామంటే నాకు అందించవలసింది అదొక్కటి. మీరందరూ ఐకమత్యంగా ఉంటుంది భారతదేశం యొక్క ప్రాచీన సాంప్రదాయాన్ని తిరిగి మీరు అభివృద్ధి గావించండి.
If you are celebrating Swami's birthday today, all that you will have to just do is develop unity among you. Develop the ancient Indian culture, bring it to its pristine purity and
నేను ఇక్కడికి
position.
వచ్చే సమయంలో అనేక మంది హ్యాపీ బర్త్డే అన్నారు. నేను ఎప్పుడు హ్యాపీగానే ఉన్నాను, నాకు హ్యాపీ అక్కర్లేదు. హ్యాపీ లేనటువంటి వారికి హ్యాపీ బర్త్డే చెప్పండి.
While I was coming en route, people were telling, happy birthday to me. I'm always happy. There is no need for anyone to tell me. Tell people who are not really happy.
కనుక
happy
నాకు
birthday.
అనంతమైనటువంటి ఆనందం ఉంటుంది.
I have infinite joy and bliss.
ఏనాడు ఏ క్షణమైనా నేను విచారం చేసినటువంటి క్షణం లేదు.
Never, not even a moment, have I worried myself about
కారణం
anything.
ఏమిటి?
What is the reason?
అన్ని కూడాను అనిత్యములే,
Everything is
అన్ని
transient.
కదిలిపోయేటువంటి మేఘములే.
Everything is a passing
దీనికి
cloud.
విచారం చేసి ప్రయోజనం
Why
ఏమిటి?
worry about such a thing at all?
జనన మరణాలకు కూడాను ఏమాత్రం కూడాను మనం చింతించరాదు, కుంగకూడదు, పొంగకూడదు.
Even for life and death, no one should bother oneself and one should not sink or one should not boast.
మనం పుట్టే సమయంలో ఇంత వస్త్రమైనా మనం తీసుకుని రాము.
When we come into this world, we don't bring
మనం
us.
పోయే సమయంలో మన వారికి మనం అడ్రస్ ఇచ్చిపోము.
When we are leaving this world, we are not even
ఇంక వారు మనవారు ఎట్లవుతారు? కనుక ఇవన్నీ కూడా జగత్తు యొక్క పరిణామములే.
All these are natural changes in the world.
ఉన్నంత వరకు కూడా అందరూ కలిసి మెలిసి ఆనందంగా కూడా జీవితాన్ని గడపాలి.
As long as we live, let there be unity among us. Let us achieve joy.
భగవత్ చింతన చేతనే మనం సర్వ బాధలు కూడా నివారణ గావించుకోవచ్చు.
We can solve all our problems and difficulties through the chanting of the
భగవంతుని
name of the
విస్మరించి
Lord.
జగత్తుని విస్మరించి ఏమి నీవు పొందుతున్నావు?
What is it that you are going to achieve? Giving up God, having firm faith in this world.
భగవంతుని విశ్వసించండి.
Have firm faith in
జాతి
God.
మత భేదములు ద్వేషములు ఏమాత్రం కూడా మీరు అభివృద్ధి
Do
గావించుకోకండి.
not develop any differences based upon caste, community, religion or nation.
అన్ని నామములు అన్ని రూపములు కూడాను భగవంతునివి.
All names and all forms.
సహస్రశీర్ష పురుష సహస్రాక్ష సహస్రపాద.
Thousands of eyes, thousands of heads, thousands of
ఇవన్నీ
hands.
కూడాను విశ్వవిరాట స్వరూపమే.
This entire area here is a Vishwavirat, this cosmic form of the Lord.
కనుక ఇట్టి దివ్యమైనటువంటి భావాన్ని విశ్వసించి దివ్యనామాన్ని స్మరించి జీవితాన్ని ధన్యం గావించుకోండి.
Have this firm faith in this divine thought, divine ideas, and sanctify your lives.
భజన బినా సుఖ శాంతి నహీ, హరి భజన బినా సుఖ శాంతి నహీ, హరి నామ బినా ఆనంద నహీ, హరి నామ బినా ఆనంద నహీ, హరి हरि भजन बिना सुख शांति नहीं, जप जान बिना संयोग नहीं, जप जान बिना संयोग नहीं, प्रभु दर्श बिना प्रज्ञान नहीं, प्रभु दर्श बिना जय धर्म बिना सत्कर्म नहीं, जय धर्म बिना सत्कर्म नहीं, भगवान बिना कोई अपना नहीं, भगवान बिना कोई अपना नहीं, हरि नाम बिना परमात्मा नहीं, हरि नाम बिना परमात्मा नहीं, हरि भजन बिना सुख शांति 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 नहीं, हरि नाम बिना आनंद 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 नहीं, हरि भजन बिना सुख शांति 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 नहीं, हरि नाम बिना आनंद नहीं, हरि भजन बिना सुख शांति नहीं, सुख शांति नहीं.
In the evening, devotees eagerly gathered to witness Bhagavan Baba swinging on the jula, which signifies divinity swinging in the heart of man. This strong spiritual significance served to uplift all who were present. Professional singers performed devotional songs during the hour-and-a-half program.
Baba, Baba, Sai Baba.
पर साई का, सत्य साई का जन्म दिवस प्रभु साई का, सत्य साई का जनमानस में लहर उठी। जन्म दिवस प्रभु साई का, सत्य साई का जनमानस में लहर उठी। खुशी भरा में समय में आया, नाच नाच कर गाँव में। खुशी भरा में समय में आया, नाच नाच कर गाँव में। खुशी भरा में समय में आया, नाच नाच कर गाऊं रे। खुशी से गीत गा रहा हूँ, खुशी से गीत गा रहा हूँ, खुशी से गीत गा रहा हूँ, खुशी से गीत गा रहा हूँ। गा रहा, गा रहा, गा रहा, गा रहा। ज्योति चले पुटपर्ति में, मिट गया रात के अंधियारा। ज्योति चले पुटपर्ति में, मिट गया रात के अंधियारा। सत्य साई जन्म लिया है, दुख सबके निवारण का। सत्य साई जन्म लिया है, दुख सबके निवारण का। प्रेममय सत्य साई प्रभु तुम शांति धर्म बन आया है। प्रेममय सत्य साई प्रभु तुम शांति धर्म बन आया है। खुशी से गीत गा रहा हूँ, खुशी से गीत गा रहा हूँ, खुशी से गीत गा रहा हूँ, खुशी से गीत गा रहा हूँ। जन्म दिवस पर साई का, जन्म दिवस प्रभु साई का, सत्य साई का जनमानस में लहर उठी। खुशी भरा में समय में आया, नाच नाच कर गाऊं रे। गा रहा, गा रहा, गा रहा, गा रहा, गा रहा, गा रहा।
On November 18th, the Fifth World Conference of the Sri Satya Sai Seva Organization started. In the morning, at the Hillview Stadium, Bhagavan Baba demonstrated the importance of serving those in need. Thousands of people gathered to receive food, clothing, and the darshan of Satya Sai Baba. During the feeding, bhajans were sung continuously over loudspeakers so that all could hear. As volunteers helped serve food, Bhagavan Baba walked around giving darshan to all who were there. In accordance with the culture of India, men and women were seated separately.
Hari Govinda Krishna
As the food was being served, Sai Baba gave darshan from the balcony of the Eshwarama High School, overlooking the activities. While the last of the food was being served, traditional Indian clothing was given free of charge to all who had assembled. Sai Baba directed college students and Sevadal workers to distribute dhotis to the men and saris to the ladies. Later that day, leaders from each of the overseas centers assembled in the college auditorium to hear talks by national leaders.
I'm going to do something unusual. I'm going to convey this message through a song. If you don't remember anything else I say, remember the song. And discuss this point, this issue of the song during the discussions, please. It's a very serious matter. Love one another as I love you. 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 Can you love one another as I love you? Can you love one another as I love you? Can you love one another? And can you be true? Can you love one another? And can you be true? If your speech has no sweetness, can your love be true? If your speech has no sweetness, can your love be true? If you find faults in others, are you faultless and true? If you find faults in others, are you faultless and true? If no one comes forward, will you go forward too? If no one comes forward, will you go forward too? To serve those who need you, and so I will love you. To serve those who need you, and so I will love you. This is the message of our Lord, dear Sai. This is the message of our Lord, dear Sai. This is the message of our Lord, dear Sai. This is the message of our Lord, dear Sai. If you love one another, I will love you. If you love one another, I will love you. If you serve those who need you, I will serve you. If you serve those who need you, I will serve you. I could sit down now, and that is the message. Love one another. Dear devotee, the spiritual basis of seva, the spiritual basis of EHV, the spiritual basis of Sai organization is love. That is it. Finished. Without that love, so, we want to love the poor and the sick. Okay, you love the poor. It's easy to love the poor and the sick because God is the giving hand, He is taking. But can you love your peers? Those who are better than you in your center, those who sing better than you, those who are wealthier than you, those who are smarter than you. Can you love them? It's the lack of love that is causing the split inside human. This is the great. It is for this reason, dear devotees, the ninth code of conduct is so vital for us. And the one code that rolls through this is always speak softly and lovingly. Dear devotees, when Swami says softly, he did not mean some people have a naturally loud voice, assuming they are bad guys. It means the softness of the words and not the volume of the voice. The snake hisses softly, but it is vicious. My dog barks loudly, it loves me.
During the week-long conference, devotees assembled at the Hillview Stadium to hear talks by Sai Baba. Prior to each of his discourses, national leaders from around the world spoke briefly.
My dear brothers and sisters, there has never been a more auspicious time to be alive. In the past, the spiritual path was long, tortuous, and convoluted. The great sages had to undergo interminable austerities. The great saints had to suffer terrible tribulations. We are very fortunate indeed to be alive during the era of the Kali Yuga avatar Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba. In his divine mission to effect the spiritual regeneration of mankind, he is accelerating our evolution. He has straightened, leveled, and paved the road we must follow. His words are like the dividers on the road that distinguish the right direction from the wrong direction. His actions are examples that we must follow, like signs posted on the road that lead us to our divine destination. It is not sufficient to merely adore him. We must also pay attention to his words and his actions. Devotion is a precursor of transformation. Transformation is our spiritual goal, the purpose of our lives. The Lord incarnate, our beloved Bhagavan Baba, has initiated the restoration of the Sanatana Dharma, not only in India, but all over the world. There are now Sai devotees, Sai centers, and Sai organizations in more than 90 countries. Bhagavan Baba's divine writings are being translated into many languages. The spiritual programs that he has inspired and recommended are flourishing in diverse cultures and distant lands.
With this realization, we realize that we are all a big family, that we are all brothers and sisters, that there is no real separation, we are all one family. So when we realize this, the love starts to flow. We see ourselves in everyone. When we serve another person, we are really serving ourselves. And that is what Swami has been telling us in the past few days. He has been stressing the point of seva, service to all. And this is love in action. And we have to show this. And by doing this, we are getting closer and closer to Swami. But that closeness happens because we are raising our consciousness towards God, the God that is within all of us, the Atma that is within all of us. So with love, we are actually getting closer and closer and closer, and God is actually within ourselves, and the closeness is really between ourselves and this self. So it is that close. And to be close to God, we have to show this love, and we have to serve all.
Nowhere in the history can we find that such a world conference of office bearers of any spiritual organization was held in the presence of an avatar whose life is his message to the world. The questions which arise before us are, firstly, how to experience this divine love and participate in the spiritual revolution. Secondly, what role each one individually and or collectively has to play to take the divine message to the people for fulfilling the purpose of human birth. There are various waves in the gathering tide of Bhagwan's silent spiritual revolution, which is on its way to lead the whole humanity into one family under the divine umbrella of Sai. Revolution in spiritual because it makes on every heart permanent imprint of Sai love, which binds mankind together in the eternal spirit that is God. It is silent because this awakening of divine love comes softly like the dawn within our own heart. We Sai devotees, numbering hundreds and thousands, belonging to different faiths and scattered all over the world, feel a strong bond of divine kinship to one another, which we rightly call Sai family.
But as being the mother of mother, the father of fathers, the only thing he asks for is our gratitude. And our gratitude is what? Putting in practice his teachings. His teachings are doing what he says. He asks for nothing more. And our hearts know that when we do it, we become happy. We aren't happy when we aren't doing his teachings. But when we do it, we know we are happy because Swami is happy. The mother of mother, the father of fathers. Very little. I encourage our brothers and sisters that when we leave, we go back to our stations to even fight harder for Swami, for our own transformation. I think it is nice to note once again that at this conference, we were invited as one, without positions, without title. Swami invited us all to come, to be with him, to see again, once again, what he has transformed, to recharge us, to guide us, so that we can go back, we can even be stronger instruments for his work. I personally have never felt any happier than yesterday, and strengthened again that there is nothing more in life than our beloved Sri Satya Sai Baba.
Bhagavan Baba gave 6 major discourses on various aspects of spiritual development and emphasized the importance of participating in seva activities, that is, service to one's fellow man.
If you really want to have a peaceful life in future, undertake to do good service. Service is the best of sadhanas. Even without doing any japa, dhyana, meditation and remembering the name of the Lord, if only you can serve the society, you are likely to reach the goal of life. Service also proves unity in diversity. If you want to recognize the oneness of divinity existing in every human being, providing facilities of education for forlorn ones, for people who do not have anyone to attend, we should offer help to such people. It is no good living for oneself. A life lived for others is the greatest life. A person who can live entirely for himself in the society will be living a miserable life. Without the help of the society, without recognizing the sacredness of society, man can never live even for a moment. Man is born in the society, lives in society, ultimately comes to an end in the society. Offering gratitude to such society, which confers so many benefits on us, is a very important duty for man. But today's man, instead of developing gratitude, he is developing ingratitude. Gratefulness and gratitude is life breath for man.
మానవుడు ఎంత శ్రీమంతుడైనప్పటికీ ఎంతటి ఉత్తమ పదములందు ఉండినప్పటికీ తన యందున్న అశాంతిని ఏమాత్రం కూడా నువ్వు దూరం చేసుకోలేడు.
However rich a man may be, whatever high position a man may occupy, he can never enjoy peace and prosperity only by power and wealth.
ఈ అశాంతిని దూరం గావించుకునేటువంటి ఏకైక మార్గము ఒక్క స్వార్థరహిత సేవ మాత్రమే.
The only right royal path to enjoy peace and to destroy peacelessness is selfless service.
కనుక ప్రపంచంనందు గల సమస్త సుఖములు కూడాను మానవుని వంచింపజేస్తున్నవే కానీ తన్ను ఉద్ధరింప చేయటం లేదు.
All these physical comforts and joys are only deceiving man. They are not really helping man to improve himself.
మానవునికి సుఖములు, ఆనందములు, ఐశ్వర్యములు వచ్చినవని మనం ఏమాత్రం కూడాను పొంగిపోరాదు.
Whatever joys, satisfaction, comforts man gets, man should not be overjoyed by such.
ఈ వచ్చునవు మాత్రమే కాదు, పోవునవు కూడాను.
All these joys, not merely they come your way, but they go away leaving
సుఖదుఖములు
you.
మానవునకు చుట్టముల వంటివి, వచ్చిపోయే చుట్టముల వంటివి కానీ స్థిరముగా నిలిచేటువంటివి కాదు.
Joy and sorrow are like relatives who visit you once in a way, but they are never permanent with man.
అట్టి అనిత్యము అశాశ్వతమైనటువంటి సుఖదుఖములను ఆశించి నిత్య సత్యమైనటువంటి యొక్క దివ్యత్వాన్ని మనం విస్మరించి జీవితాన్ని వ్యర్థము గావించుకుంటున్నాం.
Believing such impermanent, transitory joys and sorrows, we are giving up permanent bliss, permanent satisfaction, and wasting our human life itself.
సేవ మానవత్వం యొక్క దివ్యత్వాన్ని ప్రకటింపచేస్తుంది.
Service expresses divinity which is hidden in man.
హృదయమును విశాలము గావిస్తుంది.
It broadens one's heart.
సంకుచితమైనటువంటి యొక్క భావములను దూరము గావిస్తుంది.
It destroys all narrow-mindedness.
ఆనందాన్ని అందిస్తుంది.
It gives you delight.
ఐక్యతను గావిస్తుంది.
It brings about unity.
ఆత్మతత్వమును బోధిస్తుంది.
It teaches you the philosophy of
ఈ
Atma.
సేవ యందు మన యందుండినటువంటి సమస్త దుర్గుణములు కూడాను దూరం అయిపోతాయి.
We lose all the evil qualities and tendencies in us through service.
కనుక సేవలు మానవులకు ప్రధానమైన సాధనలుగా భావించాలి.
Therefore, man must consider service as a very important sadhana.
నీవు సేవ నిమిత్తమై పుట్టినవాడే కాని నాయక నిమిత్తమై పుట్టినవాడు కాదు.
You are born to serve man, not to become a leader.
ప్రపంచమునందు ప్రతి ఒక్క వ్యక్తి కూడాను సేవకుడే కాని నాయకుడు కాదు.
Every human being in the world is basically a servant.
భార్య భర్తకు సేవకురాలు, భర్త భార్యకు సేవకుడు.
Wife is meant to serve husband, husband is meant to serve wife.
తల్లి బిడ్డ సేవకురాలు, బిడ్డ తల్లి సేవకుడు.
Mother is servant of the child, child is a servant of the mother.
దాసుడు యజమాను సేవకుడు, యజమానుడు దాసు సేవకుడు.
A servant is a servant of the master.
ఒకరికొకరు సేవాభావంతో జీవించటమే ఈ జగత్తు కేవలము అభివృద్ధి గాంచుతున్నదే కానీ సేవకత్వమే లేకపోతే జగత్తే లేదు.
World develops and progresses only when one develops the attitude of service in whatever he does. Otherwise,
ఏదో నీవు అధికారిని నీవు విశ్వసిస్తున్నావే కానీ నీవు అధికారం ఏమాత్రము కాదు.
You may be wrongly thinking that you are having authority and power. Truly speaking, you are not the master.
కనుక ప్రతి మానవుడు కూడా సేవకుడే.
Every human being, therefore, is a servant.
ఈ సేవకా భావంతో ఉండినప్పుడే మానవత్వము దివ్యత్వంగా అభివృద్ధి పొందుతుంది.
Only when man has this attitude of service, he will be able to reach divinity.
అప్పుడే మానవుని యందు శాంతి కూడాను చేకూరుతుంది.
Then only man will enjoy true peace.
నొప్పించక తానవ్వక తప్పించుక తిరుగువాడు ధన్యుడు వేమా అన్నాడు. ఒకరిని నొప్పించక తాను నొప్పించుకోక ఇతరులకు సరైన సేవలు సలుపుతూ తప్పించుకుని తిరిగేటువంటి యొక్క దైవత్వాన్ని మానవుడు పొందాలి.
Man has to attain such a state of divinity wherein he doesn't hurt others, he doesn't get hurt by others, he goes on conducting himself in such
ఈ
a way.
18 పురాణములు కూడాను దీనినే బోధిస్తూ వచ్చినాయి.
All the 18 Puranas,
అష్టాదశ పురాణేషు వ్యాసస్య వచనద్వయం పరోపకార పుణ్యాయ పాపాయ పరపీడనం. హెల్ప్ ఎవర్ హర్ట్ నెవర్ అని 2 పదములతో చెప్పింది.
all these 18 scriptures have taught one truth, and that is help ever, hurt never. ఇతరులను నొప్పించకుండా సాధ్యమైనంత వరకు వారికి సహాయం చేసేటువంటి మార్గంలో మనం ప్రవేశించడమే దీనికి పవిత్ర సేవ అని ఒక పేరు. Sacred service is the name given to all such activity which does not hurt others but which will be helpful to others.
కనుక భగవత్ నామము చేత సేవలు సల్పుతూ పరోపకార దీక్షను పొంది మన దివ్యత్వాన్ని మనం గుర్తించి ఆత్మతత్వంలో ఆనందాన్ని అనుభవించాలని నేను ఆశిస్తూ ఆశీర్వదిస్తూ నా ప్రసంగాన్ని ముగిస్తున్నాను.
Chanting the name of the Lord, we should undertake service activity and serve others, realize our own divinity and reach the goal of life. Thus, I bring the discourse to a close.
దివ్యాత్మ స్వరూపులారా, ఈనాడు మన యొక్క సమావేశము పరిపూర్ణ స్థితిని పొందింది.
Embodiments of divine Atma. Today,
కేవలం ఇక్కడ ఉండినంత మాత్రమే చాలదు.
our meetings
ఈ
are
పవిత్రమైన
complete.
భావములు మీరు ఎక్కడికి పోయినా కూడాను మీ దేహానికి నీడ వెంటాడినట్టుగా ఈ భావాలు కూడాను మీ యొక్క చిత్తంలో వెంటాడుతూ రావాలి.
It is not sufficient if your feelings are sacred only here. Wherever you go, these sacred feelings should come with you like your own shadow and as a part
ఇంత
of your own
మాత్రంతో మనం
system.
తృప్తి పడరాదు.
We should not be
మీ
satisfied with only
మిత్రులను
this.
మీ బంధువులకు ఇందులో ప్రవేశపెట్టి సేవా కార్యంలో వారిని సార్థకమయ్యేటువంటి రీతి కింద నీవు ఉపయోగపడాలి.
You should not be merely satisfied by yourself undertaking service. You should ask your friends and relatives to
ఎవరికి
join
మనం
you in service.
భయపడనక్కర్లేదు.
Do not be afraid of anyone.
ఎవరు ఏ విషయంలో కూడా నువ్వు సేవలో మనం సిగ్గుపడనక్కర్లేదు.
No one must be afraid or ashamed of
ఈ
undertaking
భయము
service.
సిగ్గును ప్రక్కకు నెట్టాలి.
Fear and sense of shame should
నేను
be set
చేసేటువంటి
aside.
కార్యం పవిత్రమైన కార్యము అని దృఢమైన విశ్వాసంలో ప్రవేశించాలి.
Have firm faith that your service is sacred and divine.
ఏమిటిరా రోడ్లు ఊడుస్తున్నారే అని ఎవరైనా నా మిత్రులు అనుకుంటారో ఏమో అభిమానం ఉండినంత వరకు మనం సేవలో ఏమాత్రం కూడా ప్రవేశించలేము.
Do not, as long as you have this attachment that my friends will laugh at me when I am sweeping the roads,
ఈ
you
సేవలో
cannot
మంచి
undertake service.
చెడ్డలైనటువంటి భేదమే లేదు.
There is nothing like good and bad. when you are
ఎక్కడ
undertaking
ఎప్పుడు
service.
ఏ విధంగా ఎవరికి ఏ విధంగా చేయాలో అది చేసేది మనం తీరాలి.
Whatever we have to do by way of service to others, under whatever
నిజంగా మన
circumstances,
సత్య
we
సాయి
have to do it.
సంస్థలు ఎందే అట్టి పవిత్రమైనటువంటి సేవకులు లక్షల మంది ఉంటున్నారు.
Only in Sri Satya Sai organizations, really speaking, there are lakhs of such good
కనుకనే
servants.
ఇంత పవిత్రమైనటువంటి గొప్ప సమావేశాన్ని మనం జరుపుకోగలిగాము.
Therefore, we have been able to achieve this great
లోకంలో
assembly of
గొప్ప గొప్ప
meetings.
ఉపన్యాసం ఇచ్చేటువంటి మహనీయులు ఎందరో ఉంటున్నారు.
There are so many great people who can give big speeches.
భాషలు ఎందుకును మేధాశక్తిని ప్రవేశపెట్టేటువంటి మహనీయులు ఎందరో ఉంటున్నారు.
There are so many great people who use all their intelligence in giving
కానీ
speeches.
ఆచరింప చేసేటువంటి వ్యక్తులు లేరు.
But people who practice and preach, they are absent.
ఇక్కడ ఆచరింప చేయగలిగేటువంటి ఒక శక్తి ఒక్కటి మాత్రమే ఉంటుండాలి.
Here is one power which practices and preaches. And
నేను
that
ఏమి
power,
చెప్పుతున్నానో అది నేను చేస్తున్నాను.
whatever I am telling, I am
ఏమి
doing it.
చేస్తున్నానో అది చెప్పుతున్నాను.
Whatever I am doing, I am telling.
అది ఈ విద్యార్థుల్లో ఉండినటువంటి వారికే చక్కగా తెలుసు.
This
ప్రేమ
students who
ప్రేమ 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 నేను ప్రేమిస్తున్నాను, మిమ్మల్ని ప్రేమించమని చెప్తున్నాను.
these students here know very well. I love and I ask you to love.
నాకు ఉండినటువంటి ఒక పెద్ద ప్రాపర్టీ ప్రేమని.
My greatest property is love.
ఈ శక్తి ఆ శక్తి ఈ మెరికల్ ఆ మెరికల్ అని ఎంతెంతో వర్ణిస్తారు కానీ అవి కాదు నా నిజమైనటువంటి మెరికలు. నా ప్రేమనే పెద్ద మెరికల్.
People go on describing my miracles, this has a big one, that has a big one. No such miracle is big one. My love
ఈ
itself is the
ప్రేమలో
biggest
అందరూ కూడా
miracle.
భాగాన్ని వహించాలి.
All of you should participate in this love.
అప్పుడే ఇది బ్రహ్మైవ భవతి, రెండింటి యొక్క ఏకత్వంగా మారిపోతుంది.
Then only these two loves merge together and become one divine
దివ్యాత్మ
love.
స్వరూపులారా,
Embodiments of divine Atma.
మీరందరూ కూడాను ఈ సేవా సంస్థలను దినదినాభివృద్ధి గావించడానికి తగినటువంటి కృషి చేయాలి.
All of you should take a vow to develop this
అందరినీ
seva
చేర్చుకోండి.
organization day after day.
అందరూ చేరండి.
Take all people within the
అందరూ
fold.
భగవంతుని బిడ్డలుగా మీరు విశ్వసించండి.
Consider everyone as a child of
ఎవరికి
God.
చేసినా మా సోదరులకు చేస్తున్నామని భావించండి.
To whomsoever you serve, you think that you are serving your
అప్పుడే
own brothers
భగవంతుడు
and
మీరు
sisters.
ఆవిర్భవిస్తాడు.
Then only God manifests in you.
భగవద్ దర్శనాన్ని మీరు పొందుతారు.
You will definitely get a vision
ఇందులో
of God in
ఏమాత్రమూ
you.
సందేహం లేదు.
There is no doubt whatsoever.
అతి శీఘ్రకాలంలోనే ఇటు దివ్యమైన అనుభూతిని కూడా మీరు అనుభవిస్తారు.
You will experience this great experience in a short time.
నిజంగా ఈ సంస్థల నుంచి వేరైనటువంటి వారు దురదృష్టవంతులే.
People who have gone away from these organizations are unfortunate
కనుక
ones.
మీరందరూ కూడా దురదృష్టవంతులు కాకుండా అదృష్టవంతులుగా మారాలి.
You should not become unfortunate ones. You should
ఎలాంటి
be fortunate
పరిస్థితుల్లో
ones.
కూడా సంస్థను ఏమాత్రము వీడకుండా చూసుకోవాలి.
Come what may, do not give up this organization.
సంస్థనే మీ ప్రాణంగా విశ్వసించాలి.
Consider the organization as your life breath.
ఇదే నిజమైనటువంటి యొక్క దృఢము.
This is real
ఇదే
purpose.
నిజమైనటువంటి యొక్క తపస్సు.
This is real penance.
ఇలాంటి దీక్షను పూని
Taking a vow on these lines,
దక్షులు కాండి.
become
ఇదే నేను
experts.
ఆశించేటువంటి ఆశయం.
This is what I desire.
స్వామి ప్రేమ నిరంతరము మీ వెంటనే జంటనే ఇంటనే కంటనే ఉంటుండాలి.
Swami's love will always be with you wherever you are and whatever you are doing.
the week, many special events were held in conjunction with the World Conference and birthday celebration. The procession of the deities was the first major event. Musicians, Sai Gita, pundits, and bhajan singers preceded religious statues that were carried from the mandir. Statues of Krishna and Hanuman were carried through the village. In this way, the spiritual importance of the coming events was emphasized. Sri Satya Sai Baba came to inaugurate the procession. As Sai Baba waited to perform the inauguration, the statues were placed on a chariot. It is a tradition in India to inaugurate important events with the breaking of coconuts. Two new religious statues were completed for the birthday celebration. An enormous 65-foot-tall statue of Hanuman, who represents devotion to God, was the most striking of the new statues. Shiva is always pictured with the sacred river Ganges flowing from his head. A waterfall was constructed above the new statue of Shiva to show this. Several new buildings were also inaugurated during the festivities. The Eternal Heritage Museum was opened with great fanfare. It was built to emphasize the spiritual essence of all religions. Inside the museum are exhibits from all of the major world religions. The EHV building was the site of the International Exhibition of Sai activities. Sai Baba opened this exhibition, which depicted the education, service, and spiritual activities in Sai centers from each world region. In emphasizing the importance of service to one's fellow man, Sai Baba arrived to inaugurate the start of construction of a major hospital. When opened, all medical services, including major surgery, will be provided at no charge. The inauguration was done with the traditional coconut breaking ceremony. This unique facility is scheduled for completion in 1991. An airport was opened on November 24th to provide air transportation to and from Puttaparthi. The Satья Саи Airport was constructed in a very short time. In August, 3 months earlier, Sai Baba inaugurated the beginning of the construction of the new airport with the traditional coconut breaking ceremony. Sai Baba strongly emphasizes the need for education and has founded a number of colleges for both men and women throughout India. On November 22nd, the convocation ceremonies were held for the new graduates.
I declare the convocation opening.
That I will, to the utmost of my capacity and opportunity, support the cause of sound learning, humanity, morality, and spirituality.
Bhagavan Baba, the chancellor of these colleges, presented the diplomas and awards to each of the graduating students.
It is customary for guest speakers at convocations to give graduating students some advice based on their own experiences of life. I find that the best advice that can be given has already been made available in the shape of the 5 great ideals which Baba has described as Satya, Dharma, Shanti, Prema, and Ahimsa. These 5 ideals are the foundation of this institute and are the secret of its success. If they were to become the foundation of our society, what wonders can be wrought? I would like to share some thoughts with you on these ideals. Satya is commonly translated into English as truth, but this by any standards is an inadequate translation. Non-lying by itself is not Satya. There ought to be a more positive connotation to it. In fact, Thirukkural mentions, வாய்மை எனப்படுவது யாதெனில் யாவொன்றும் தீமை இல்லாத சொல். Satya is one which does not harm anybody. Now, Mahatma Gandhi, as you are aware, said truth is God. You must sometimes have wondered what he meant by truth. He meant by it the truth as given to us by the inner voice, the voice of human conscience. All of us are born with a sense of what is right and wrong, the done and the not done. Religions build on this ingrained sense. Interpreters have knowingly or unknowingly sometimes distorted the inner voice of the human conscience. Gandhiji wanted us to tune into that inner voice of Satya directly. I would like you to remember the words of Shakespeare. This above all, to thine own self be true, and it must follow as night the day. Thou canst not then be false to anyone. Being true to one's own self would mean, in essence, being true to the human in oneself as against the Hindu or the Muslim, the Telugu and the Tamil and so on. For too long have we been standard bearers of this or that denomination. For too long have we denied the human soul within us, that the Satya of humanity's common roots be perceived by all of us. Satyam Vada therefore implies that in your thoughts and utterances, speak the truth as human soul tells you to do.
Satya Dharma Prema Shantunu Lekunna సత్య ధర్మ ప్రేమ శాంతులు లేకున్నా విద్యలన్నీ నేర్చి విలువ సున్నా.
If one does not have the truth, dharma, love, peace and non-violence, whatever education one has acquired, it becomes only a big zero, useless.
సత్య ధర్మ ప్రేమ శాంతులు లేకున్నా పదవుల నేలిన ఫలము సున్నా.
If one doesn't have again truth, dharma, love, peace and non-violence, whatever position and power one may occupy and acquire, it will not be of much use to him at all.
సత్య ధర్మ ప్రేమ శాంతులు లేకున్నా బహుళ సత్కార్య లాభంబు సున్నా.
Without having satya, dharma, prema, shanti and ahimsa, whatever charity and alms are given, it will not be of use at all.
సత్య ధర్మ ప్రేమ శాంతులు లేకున్నా ఏమి చేసిన అన్ని వ్యథలు సున్నా.
Without having truth, dharma, love, peace and non-violence, whatever work you undertake and accomplish,
సనాతన ధర్మ హర్మ్యంబు నిలువా. గుణములివి నాలుగు పునాది గోడలప్ప ఇంతకన్నను వేరెద్ది ఎరుగపరతు. సాధు సద్గుణగణ్యులవు సభ్యులార ఇంతకన్నను వేరెద్ది ఎరుగపరతు. సాధు సద్గుణగణ్యులవు సభ్యులార సాధు సద్గుణగణ్యులవు సభ్యులార సాధు సద్గుణగణ్యులవు సభ్యులారా.
for the mansion of Sanatana Dharma, these qualities of Satya, Dharma, Shanti, Prema and Ahimsa are the very foundation which can make the mansion stand firmly. What greater truth can I convey to you, O audience who have assembled here, who are good and who are virtuous?
నేటి విద్యార్థి ఘనముగా నేర్వదగిన కలవు నవరత్న రాసులి కలియుగాన.
Today's student has to learn 9 important gem-like things which will put him in good state.
త్యాగ భావంబు
Sacrifice,
వినయంబు
humility,
సంఘ సేవ
service,
మైత్రి
friendship,
క్రమశిక్షణంబులు
discipline,
సత్యనిరతి
truth,
ప్రేమ
love,
ప్రేమ అహింస
non-violence,
దివ్యమౌ సత్యమందు
in this divine truth itself.
ఈ నవరత్నములు మానవుని ఆచరణలందు
All these 9 types of precious stones
అనుభవించిన
will have to be put in practice and be
బాల
enjoyed.
బాలికలే భరత సౌభాగ్యఘనులు. బాల బాలికలే భరత సౌభాగ్యఘనులు.
Only those students, boys and girls, who have practiced these 9 great qualities in life and enjoyed would ensure a good future and become the minds of virtues for the entire country.
విద్యార్థులారా,
Dear students,
పవిత్రమైనటువంటి యొక్క శీల సంపదనే లేకుండా మానవత్వములోని విద్యలన్నీ కూడా నిరుపయోగం లేదు.
without having the wealth of character, whatever education you acquire, it is not going to be of any use.
చదివి వ్రాయ నేర్చిన వారందరూ విద్యావంతులేనా?
By merely learning how to read and write, can a person be called educated?
కాలేజీల డిగ్రీలను పొంద విద్యావంతులగునా?
By merely getting degrees in the colleges, can he be called an educated person?
సుజ్ఞానము సుకృతి లేక విద్యలు సద్విద్యలగునా?
Without having the real wisdom and good qualities, can a person be called an
బ్రతుకుటకే
educated
విద్య
person?
అన్నా బ్రతుకులేదే పశుపక్షులు.
If education is meant to eke out a livelihood, are not birds, beasts and animals living a life?
కాదు కాదు. విద్య వ్యక్తిత్వాన్ని పోషించి దివ్యత్వాన్ని వికసింపజేసి మానవత్వాన్ని రాణింపజేసేటువంటిదే విద్య.
Education is meant to foster the personality growth, blossom divine qualities in him and develop real human qualities in man.
Each evening, after the afternoon discourses, students performed cultural plays and dances to demonstrate spiritual teachings.
अंतरेण सुखी भवेत.
Thakur? Thakur? Is it possible for divinity to appear in human form, which you call incarnation? That's just like you, my child. It is a very good question. Yes. Divinity incarnates and appears in human form.
Sri Satya Sai Baba sat in front of the stage to watch each of the evening programs.
Searching for God. He comes to Tirupati and finding the doors of the transformer closed, spontaneously sings and doors open to the singing by all humans. Then the part 5 is my name. We find Lord Rama coming in disguise and ask Chagai to go back to his home. On the way, Rama fought with the robbers who were trying to rob Chagai. He feels that the robbers are more costly, and they have passion of Rama. By obedience act, he jumps into the river, wanting to end his life. Inside there he finds the idol of Rama, Lakshmana and Sita. He comes out singing in ecstasy, Lord's love. The final part shows Tyagaraja attaining moksha and marching in Lord Rama. ప్రత్యక్ష